Okay, this is exciting. I'm going to be talking about 20-acre and 40-acre tracts in the Columbia Bluffs. My name is Miles McLaughlin. I just finished up with a subdivision out here with larger recreational or residential tracts, however you want to look at them. I think they would be really cool spots to pull a camper to during the summer months. In the fall, I think they'd be great sites for building locations or even tiny homes and yurts. All of that is going to be allowed out here. This is something we just finished up putting together. Like I said, the road system's was all put in. Building sites, camper sites, yurt sites, whatever you want to call them. All of that's been identified. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how you can successfully go and view every single one of these properties. You can understand where the building site is and what lot that is on, and how you can use GPS coordinates to go view these properties. It's going to really help with your land viewings and successful viewings and really understanding what we're selling. So this video will be a little bit longer, so bear with me as I unpack all of these properties. I'm going to try to speed through it as fast as I can so you can really understand what's been done out here. So you can see by the photos here, all these cover photos, these are cool property locations. And they're only 20 minutes from downtown Chelan. So you've got really close proximity to Chelan, the North Cascades, and all the recreation the Columbia River area has to offer without the price tag you're going to get out there in Chelan, Washington. So I do think these are special properties. Really proud of what we put together here. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So getting started, you can see the original property that we purchased outlined here. It's 200 acres. And where there's access right here off Columbia Bluffs Road. And let me give you a quick aerial look too. This is Lake Chelan, obviously downtown Chelan. This is our property out here. Really cool part of the country. You can see, you're in the bluffs of the Columbia River. This is a really cool part of the area out here. And then it really changes as you go further east out into Mansfield, Washington. So we're really right on the edge. You're not getting that Chelan price tag, but you're just on the outside and you're getting just as cool as topography, location, and all that good stuff. So, heck, I think somebody built a hobbit home over here even too. But the access to the property is just across the BB Bridge, and you go up McNeil Canyon Road, which is a common road that you might have heard about. So here's what people are doing out here, just to give you an idea. It's a beautiful part of the country. So let's jump back into what these properties are that we're selling, right? So you're going to come across a BB Bridge, you're going to head up McNeil Canyon Road. That's going to shoot you right back here, and then you're going to hop on Columbia River Bluffs Road. I do own a 40 acre right here and a 1 acre right here as well. That's some of the acreage that we own. You can find that on our website. What I'm going to be talking about in this video is these Columbia River Bluffs properties. And then you're going to see this entry right here, and you're going to be able to access a property via this entry. And then there's a secondary entry we put in right about here that's not showing. None of this imagery is updated, but we put in like an emergency route. So you have a two exits and entries. So you're welcome to use either one. This has been the established one. It's been there for 100 years, So this is going to be your best access route. This is more of an emergency route or a secondary access route that comes in over here. So, you come into this property and immediately we developed a building site, camper site, yurt site, whatever you want to call it, on lot 9. And all of these building sites have really, really, really cool views. That was something we focused on, is providing really epic views of the North Cascades, the Columbia River, all the bluffs out here, the topography. You're going to have awesome views from every single property. This is a gravel pit that I identified. We use some gravel for the roads. That road system comes through here. The blue is me tracking the road system, essentially, of where I was on the property driving through. So you can come up here. You can see these roads have been put all the way into the back of these properties. Lot number 4, this road is punched about right here, just an FYI. That was put in after the last time I've been there. So let me get into talking about these properties. I'm going to go through them listing by listing. I'm going to start on the north end of the subdivision. And then I think the coolest part of the subdivision is going to be this back end on the south end. Lot number 4 is right here. This is so cool. This lot number 4 is. And we punched a road in right here. So it opens up. Lot 4 is just so open to use. Like up here on this bluff, you can see Lake Chelan. Up here on some of these high points, it's a really, really cool lot back here on lot 4. It's might be my favorite. And then you've got some of the steeper topography, but to me that didn't matter because the views, the topography, the trees on lot 4 is really nice. Lot 5, we put 2 really nice building sites into. And then lot number 3, we have a really cool turnaround out here. It sits on the edge of this cliff line, and you've got some really cool views looking out at the North Cascades and the Columbia River. So that's even got a turnaround for your camper. that would be a good spot for a tiny house, a yurt, or a camper. Lot number 5 right there. This is the building site for lot number 6. This is really what covers lot number 6. I flagged a telephone or a power line right here is what's flagged right there. But lot number 6 is like all of this right here. Lot number 7 has an old home site, or did have an old home site that was burned years ago down here. The remnants really aren't there. So there's a driveway. Basically, all this whole valley down here is lot number 7. Then we put another access point up on this bench right here that's got a really awesome view for lot number 7. So, and then, like I said, lot number 9 is to start the subdivision. Lot number 10 is all right here. This road comes by lot number 10, and basically, the majority of lot number 10 is all right here. So that's something I didn't put a driveway and a building pad into. There's a little bit of a gravel pit right here as well. So lot number 10, you could actually develop off Columbia River Bluffs Road, and we can look at the plat map and stuff, and I'll talk about that. But I think lot number 10 would be a good candidate to maybe make a driveway off the main road. The benefit of being close to this main road is there's a junction box right here. There's power on Columbia River Bluffs Road, so you're going to be a lot closer to pull power to your property. And then as we go up here, lot 8 has a really, really cool like a viewpoint up here on lot 8. Lot 8's a really great property. Then going back here, it's lot number 1 and 2 that are really nice properties. But let's just dive into this. I think it's going to be easier if I go through all of it throughout our website listings. So I want to start on the north end of the subdivision. So I'm going to be starting, basically right here with lot number 1 and 2. I'm selling as a 40-acre tract. This is a really cool building and usable area on lot number 1. There's a ton of usable space. For example, lot number 1 covers essentially all of this. It's huge. If you put lot 1 and 2 together, it's massive. It totals to be 40 acres, right? So I think it ends, here's a corner marker. So here's something I should say, lot 1, 2, 7, 8 corner marker. So really lot 1 is going to be roughly, I'm just going to kind of go through this quickly. So it's not going to be exact, but lot 1 is going to be everything right here. And here's a corner marker for it. And then here's also a corner marker too, just an FYI. A corner flag is placed for 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to talk about all that in the video. So let's just start with showing you what the listing looks like. I think the photos say a million words, right? I wanted to add some variety. I don't know if people are going to be interested in 20-acre lots, 40-acre lots, whatever that may be, but this is lots number 1 and 2. I'm going to combine these together. Here's your building site. Really a cool property. This is all part of lot 1. Everything you're seeing in the photo almost, this is all part of lot 1 and 2, right? This 40-acre we're selling basically goes all the way back here, goes all the way down into the canyon, all the way around. There's a ton of usable space. I would recommend, if you are going to buy these properties, contact a surveyor and get your corners marked. That's not going to be too tough. At least the main corners you're going to use. You don't have to mark a corner down in a canyon in a steep spot. You're going to have a pretty good idea, where that is using Onyx maps. But I would recommend, if you're going to build, if you're going to develop, start spending a lot of money on this property, I would probably just pay a surveyor to get your corners marked. That's not going to cost a whole lot. So again, this is all part of lot 1 and 2 that we're looking at here. Really, really a cool property. This is all part of lot 1 and 2. So not only did we create this building site, this camper site, that was really just a starting point for you to branch off of that. You could branch off this road anywhere and build over here in the trees. You could build over here before you get over here. Out here is the best long viewpoint. So that's why we did it. We want to, get people out here on those building sites, on those camper sites to envision the property. That doesn't mean you can't build over anywhere on that piece of land, right? You could come off lot 1 and come down here and build in this whole area. This is technically lot 2, but we're selling lot 1 and 2 together. This is a 40-acre property that I'm talking about right here. Okay, so like I said, there's a ton of usable space on this property. I'd say there's over 20 plus acres of flat usable ground on this 40. So over half of it's flat and usable. As you come down here, it starts to slope down. We can talk a little bit more about that throughout the video. So this does a pretty good idea of showing you what you're buying. Here's some ground level photos too of the views. So I thought this was pretty cool. I thought a photographer did a really good job out here on a nice sunny day, showing you exactly what we're selling here. So like I said, there's a ton of flat usable space on this 40-acre tract. This leads me into the plat map. I want to talk about this. So this is lots 1 and 2. I talked about all this area out here you can build on. It goes on way beyond this building site. That building site ends roughly right here. This property goes way beyond the eye, like where your eyes can see, right? So it goes on a long ways, and then you've got lot number 2 down here in the canyon. So again, to put it in perspective, the property continues to go quite a ways out here. We put that road quite a ways out here. In terms of like, you can see the slope on a map here. This is the corner marker. So theoretically, like this should line up pretty well. Something of like, this nature is lot number 1 and 2, right? This should be close to 40 acres. So that's what you're covering. This is tons and tons of usable acreage. This is all usable acreage down here. It does start to get a little bit sloped down here, but man, I think this is a good deal for 40 acres out here. You're sitting on top of the world. You're way back in the subdivision. You've got no neighbors. This is a really cool property. You could find a lot of usable areas. Okay, let's keep moving on this, okay? Let's talk about lot number 8. So I want to start from the back end of the north side and come to the main road. So talking about lot number 8, which is going to be right here. Okay, so this is lot number 8, ready to use. This is a cool property. Looking at the photos, here's like a potential building site, camper site. We talk about there's more use than just building. Bring campers out here, yurts, all that good stuff, right? I won't keep repeating that, but it's right here. This is a really nice property too. You're really close to the main road, and you can see it really well from the entry of this subdivision. So here's the road on the south end that we built over here. Here's a road on the north end that we built over here, right? So if we look at Onyx Maps and I zoom out, that photo is taken from about right here, and then you're looking at this is the south end of the subdivision, this is the north end. Okay, so this is the area we're talking about today, and this is lot 8. The big distinguishing factor on lot 8 is this big road turning right here. Okay, and so we can see that. Here's that big turn in the road. You've got a building site on lot 8. Really easy to orient yourself. So again, this is lot 8. Here's a building site for lot 8. And there's a ton of usable acreage on lot 8 too. And here's some ground level photos too. So here's a nice section to use. And I think there's like three areas you could use on lot 8. I'll talk about that in a second. So like this is part of lot 8. You could use anything over here. You can use anything over here really. So there's a lot of usable acreage on lot 8 as well. So this does a pretty good job of showing you, again, that usable section on lot 8. So there's multiple like areas you can use on lot 8. Let's talk about that here in a second though. And then again, something I want to talk about, the lot 8 building site locations right here. All you have to do is plug that into Onyx Maps and you can see exactly where I'm talking about. This is all part of lot 8 too. Like you can go a lot further. This is a really nice usable section on lot 8. And then here's your corner marker too. So, just keep in mind, like in every listing, I put where the corner stake marker is. Okay, so you can plug that into Onyx Hunt. I really recommend this app for viewing these properties, and that's going to pull up right here. And then I put the building site for all the properties, the approximate GPS coordinates for the building site too, and all the listings. So lot 8's a really nice listing. Again, as we look at some satellite imagery, this is on lot 8 too, and we can even go. What I want to show you guys for all these properties is the map that I've put together. So lot 8, like that building site's going to be like right here, and then it branches off. If we go and look at Onyx, so you come around the big turn, and then this branches off into a building site, and there's another little branch you could take over here too. And I even think that's part of lot 8, but let's take a peek. That might even be on lot 7, that branch that's right there. So you come around the bend, you've got a branch right here, and then he branched out kind of right here too. So this area of lot 8, and then this is a really good usable section of lot 8 right here too, that I don't want to diminish. Is so right off this main road before you get to this big roundabout turn, this is a really, really good usable section, and I can show you what that looks like on Onyx too. So like let's say before you get to this big turn, this whole area right here is a nice usable section of land as well, right? And that's going to measure out somewhere around 4 acres of like a building site as well. So you could branch off right here if you wanted to as well. So, moving on, let's kind of orientate ourselves again and see where we're at. Let's move on to lot number 9 right here. This is right off the main road. Again, the benefit of lot 9, lot 10, lot 7, lot 8, lot 5 and 6, they are closer to power. Once your neighbors start running power further through back here, it's going to be more affordable. I think I was in the ballpark to provide power everywhere on the property all the way to the back to lots 1 and 4 was going to be somewhere in the 150,000 range, including some of the contractor work for the trenching and things like that. That's not a lot for the entire subdivision, 160, somewhere in that range. I'd have to pull up some of my notes. I should have done that before the video, but it's going to be no issue running power to lot 9, lot 10, lot 7, lot 6, lot 5, lot 8. A little bit more of a penny to run it to lots 1 and 2, and then lots 3 and 4 back here. But not to say that the guy doesn't run power to 9, 8, the guy who runs it to 8, 10, all of a sudden it's extremely feasible. Just depends on your budget. You can get with Douglas County PUD on a specific property if you're curious what that cost is. But there is a junction box right here on Columbia Bluffs Road. And like I said, you could access lot 9 and use this section over here off Columbia Bluffs Road. You could even access lot 10 right in here and build back here too. So let's keep moving on and let's talk about lot 9 now and show you guys some photos of that. So lot number 9 is going to be posted right here. And we've got good photos. It comes in right off that main road. This is the building site. This is maybe the best building site because it's closest to power. It's going to be logistically really easy to run power to this property. It's a premium lot that we're advertising out here. The view is spectacular from the property. You can actually see this is the gravel pit area. You can't see it at all from the property. It's tucked away in a little mini canyon. But yeah, lot 9 comes right here and there's a ton of usable space in here. And then even back on lot 9, you've got all this usable space back here on lot 9 too. So not only do you have this driveway we put in, but I talked about you can use all this area back here too for lot 9 right off Columbia Bluffs Road. So there's a lot of usable acreage on lot number 9. Going through some of these photos, it doesn't look like there's much of a view from right here, but believe me, there really is. This is an awesome view on lot 9. Let's get to some better photos. So you can really see out here some pretty views out here from lot number 9. You can see here's the building site. You come right in right here, and there's a ton of usable space. So lot number 9, pretty straightforward. It's your first right once you come in off the main road. Okay, so again, lot number 9, you come in off Columbia Bluffs Road right here through your entry point, and like your first right immediately right here is a nice building site on lot number 9. Okay, moving on, let's look back at the plat map. I want to talk about lot number 7, which is going to, again, here's some more photos, lot number 9. Let's talk about, and here's all the lots I have posted here too before the roads were put in. Let's talk about lot number, that's incorrect right there. That should say lot 10, or lot number 9 right here. That's lot 10. Let's talk about, lot number 7 next. This is a really cool property. I like lot number 7 a lot. And let's go into that this way. So here's lot number 7. So lot number 7 has 2 really nice building sites. So first of all, you come in off the main road and there's a building site kind of perched up here. It's one of your first lefts as you start heading back in the subdivision. So again, just to orientate yourself, here's what the property looks like. And here you come in off Columbia Bluffs Road, you come in through here, here's lot 9, you keep going straight, and you can hop up on this road, here's the gravel pit, you can hop up on this road and you can drop down to lot number 7, and you can get to it from up here, okay? Or you can use lot number 7 down here. There was a previous home site down here at some point and was burned in the past. So just keep that in mind. There's really no debris or anything of it either. So I thought this originally was the best section to use, but my excavator came up here and built a little site that's perched up here with a little bit more of a viewpoint. And we'll look at some of those photos as well. So here's that little perched up section. Here's that road that goes, you've got that whole meadow down below for lot number 7 to use. Okay, so here's some of the imagery from down below. You can see like this whole meadow down here. Lot number 7 is really, really a nice usable property. There's a ton of flat space on it. And here's some of the photos. You're down below here from these photos, you're up top on this one with a little bit of a view. So again, this can access lot number 7's upper section. The lower section's down here. You can see all this usable space down here on lot number 7. And again, you can see it down here too. So, you stay on the main road, and then you can access lot 7 from down here, or you come up and access it from up here. So yeah, there's a lot to use on lot number 7, and that's going to be really easily accessible off that main entryway, right? So you come in off Columbia Bluffs, and you immediately kind of run into lot number 7, and then you've got this whole area down here that's basically all flat, ready to use. Then, like I said, our excavator put in a site up top there. And let's get over to looking at this map, showing you what we're talking about. So here's that road that came in. Like, you've got a ton of usable space down here. And then there's that little perched up building site that was made right there too. So what else do we have? Let's talk about lot number, what would the next one be? Lot number, as we move through the subdivision, let's take a peek at it. Let's talk about lot number, we talked about 7. Let's move on to number 5. This is going to be one of my favorite lots right here. Let's move on. I'm going to cover lot number 10 last, which is on the way out of the subdivision. I'll cover lot 6 and 10 last, which is kind of on the way out. Let's jump over. So what I'm doing is jumping over. So we talked about lot number 9 is its entry point. You keep driving past this road. You've got lot number 8 right here in the building site right there. And then you've got lot number 1 and 2 right here, which is 40 acres. We talked about all of those properties. We just talked about lot number 7 down here in the canyon. This would be lot number 10, lot number 6. But let's talk about lot number 5, which has 2 really, really nice building sites or camper pads. And let's talk about number 4, which might be the best of all the properties, lot 5 and 4. So the way you access those would be you just come in normally, you stay to your left, you're going to gain some elevation right here, and that's going to bring you up into lot 5. So there's the first building site on lot 5 is right here, zoomed in, and the second one would bring you up and around here. They're really easily recognizable. You can see this is the top section of that building site. You can see these are going to be really easily recognizable lot number 5's building sites. Okay. These are really cool building sites tucked away in the trees. You get a lot of timber on the property. You've got some really great views. You can see lot number 5 over here. And then again, here's another building site on lot number 5. So you can kind of see both of them in this photo almost. Let's find a photo you can see both of them in better. So yeah, again, these building sites are so obvious because they almost like wrap around. You can kind of see both of them here. Here's the first one in the trees. Here's a second one at higher elevation that's got a really sweet view up there. And here's what it looks like on the ground. Here's a good one, I think, showing both of them. Here's one, and I think the other one comes up and around over here. So you've got 2 really usable areas on lot number 5, okay? And lot number 5 is right here, and we can see that it comes up right here. And then you've got that other building site a little bit lower. This is really sweet up here on top of lot 5. I think lot 4 and 5 are potentially the best properties in the entire subdivision. So these are really, really cool pieces of land. So let's talk a little bit now about lot number 4. Lot number 4, we punched basically a driveway in. Lot number 4 opens wide up. So we just punched a driveway in so you can get over to lot number 4. You'll see that in some of the aerial imagery that I'll show you. So lot number 4 is right here. This probably maybe has the best view in the entire subdivision. You are perched up here. I got peekaboo views of Lake Chelan, the Columbia River, all that good stuff. But you can see off lot 5, that road's punched in right here. And it opens wide up. This is lot number 4. It is as clear as day. Here's where it's punched through and it opens up to lot number 4. So it's all right here. But we've got some good photos of lot number 4 as well. I said this earlier in the video and it bears repeating. With Onyx Maps not showing all of these new parcel lines, for example, I really do recommend getting a surveyor out here. I have a corner stake marked right here where lots 3, 4, 5, 6 connect. There's a corner flag pinned right here, and there's also a corner flag pinned right here at the corner 1, 2, 7, and 8. I do really recommend probably getting your corners marked. Like for example, lot 4, it's probably not a big deal to mark, this corner. I'd probably get these top 2 corners marked because this is already marked. That's not going to cost you a lot of money, and you have a better bearing of where you're at. Okay. For lot number 3, it's marked right here. I don't think there's a lot else to mark. I'll talk about lot number 3 here in a second, then we'll talk about lot number 6 on the way out. For lot number 1 and 2, if you're going to buy the full 40 acres, I would probably, I think this is fenced over here. Some of the neighbors have fenced their properties or have it marked. You might not even survey. There's a survey marker here. You might want to mark right here, but that already might have an existing marker. You might not even need to mark lot 1 and 2. When you get into lot 8, you might want to mark these corners unless they already marked, right? you might want to at least have your basis here. Same with lot 9 and 10, just understanding exactly where they break between the two lots. But that's up to you as a buyer, how comfortable you are with that. I don't think it would be expensive at all to get one or two of your corner markers of your property marked just to verify exactly where exactly your land ends before you put too much money into the property. So we talked about lot number 4. I think that's probably one of the best properties. It's a premier property. Lot number 3 is a really cool, I think best suited probably for a yurt or a camper or a tiny home. This is a cool property. We've got some good imagery of this. There's a turnaround over here. Perched up on this cliff. You're inside of a bunch of trees, really well secluded. Cool camper site. The views are undeniable. Looking out in the North Cascades, you've got really cool views from that turnaround spot that we created right there. So nice big turnaround spot. Here's the road going up there. You can see the turnaround kind of in there. Here's that turnaround again that we're talking about. Here's your perched out spot. And this is going to offer a really sweet view looking out that way. So again, this is like a mini canyon that we did the subdivision in, which I thought was pretty cool. And again, you've got this long range view looking out from lot number 3. So lot number 3 is ready to start using if you want to pull a camper out there. And then I said I'd talk about lot number 6 and lot number 10 on the way out. Lot number 6 doesn't have the greatest building site. It might be a good addition to lot number 5. Honestly, if you're interested in that, or lot number 7, if you want 40 acres, we're willing to work with a buyer if they want to buy 40, 60, or 80 acres of the subdivision. I mean, I think it'd be really cool as one mega estate, one mega compound for a family to put together. And honestly, if you wanted to take this subdivision further, you could even add more improvements, right? There could be more work done to make this even worth more money. So again, lot number 6 branches off lot number 5. This is kind of your building site. I zoomed in on it right there and took a photo of it. This is kind of where lot 6 is right there. This one's a little bit tougher to really identify when you're out there, but this is like your building site. It does come off lot like 5, and I've got it marked like right here. So you come up right here, and this is like pretty close to the property line. This is like the property line right here, basically. And then you'd branch off basically like right here. So your lot number 6, your usable area would be, something like this. These are all approximations, right? But I mean, you could come all the way over here though too. Like lot number 6 extends way over here. So you could come off here and build a driveway wherever you wanted in this area. This is an old power line that went to the old house that was out here. I don't think that's in commission and can be used according to Douglas County PUD. Maybe you can salvage it, but so that's lot number 6 here, and I'll show you guys again some of the old survey work right here. So for lot number 6, like I said, you're going to branch off. Lot 5's building sites right here. You're going to basically branch off this road that comes into lot 5, the smaller building site of lot 5, and you're going to use this big section right here to develop. So lot number 6 is pretty good by itself. I think if you added 7, you'd have this whole area down here too. If you added 7 to lot number 6, I think that would go really well. And again, if you want 5 and 6, I think those would go really well together too. You could even argue 3 and 6 go really well together too. And we would offer a discount for anybody who's interested in multiple lots. Continuing on with this conversation, we need to talk about lot number 10 last. We didn't do a ton with lot number 10. There is like a tree down here to block you from going into the gravel pit. I think, you would build your driveway somewhere off here, and you'd build probably back here. You'd probably put a road in through here and build up here, or build over here. So lot number 10, you're going to put your own driveway in up to the back end over here or over here. This might be a good addition, like I said, with lot number 7 too, or lot number 9. You are really close to power, so if you just want to install your driveway, there's a big building area back here on lot number 10. So coming in here, the last property we haven't talked about is lot number 10. Lot number 9 continues to go to like right here, I would say. So this is like where lot number 9 ends. Boom, something like that. So lot number 9 is, I should have did a box, but lot number 9 is going to be something like this. Right? This should be something around 20 acres. So, I mean, like I said, you could come in and use all this section off 9. You could have a building site closer to the main road if you wanted to. The views are just way better over here because you don't have anything obstructing it, and you want to be looking west. Like the whole goal was to have everything westerly facing. That's where the mountains are. That's where the river is, Lake Chelan. If you're facing east, you're facing central Washington, right? Eastern Washington, the flatland. So the views really are to the west. to the north and south out here. So lot number 10 is going to be something like this, I would say. Zoom out a little bit, show you lot number 10. This is going to be something like lot number 10. I know it's not perfect what I'm doing here, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what lot number 10 would look like. If I can grab this. Yeah, something like this is lot number 10. Should be around 20 acres. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be something like lot number 10. I think, and it does come up to the road, right? So it does, come up to the road, like right here. It's something like this, right? Something around 20 acres here, but you come off, my vision was to bring a driveway back here into this area. You could come in through this little canyon and come up here. There's a lot of topography you can work with as far back as you want to go. This was an old road bed, actually. So you could do some dirt work right here, and you could basically come up any of these areas into lot 10. The nice thing is you're really close to power, so that's a very, very buildable property too. You just have to install your own driveway. My recommendation would be to come in off here. There was an old road bed right here. You could basically get back into here, and then you're working with a lot of flat, topography back here on lot number 10. So that's got a lot of space. You're super close to Columbia River Bluffs Road, and you're bringing power in. So that's what lot number 10 looks like. So again, just kind of recapping this, lot 9 is right next to power. Here's your building site. Lot number 8 has a building site right here. Lot number 7, I think the best usable area is down here in the canyon, really close to power as well in that main road. Lot number 10, very buildable, close to power. Lot number 1, and 2, you're getting further away from power. Really world-class views, really special properties tucked away back in the subdivision. Those are going to be some cool properties maybe for an off-grid structure to start. And then lot number 3 is that camper turnaround right here, just barely over on this lot line. You've got your camper turnaround, but it is on lot 3. And there's a corner marker right here. Lot number 6, you got to branch off just south of the building pad for lot number 5, which is right here. And you're going to use this section of the property over here. And then lot number 5 has 2 really, really badass building sites. And then lot number 4, we punch that road in, and it's going to open up wide open. That's at your, the world's at your fingertips. I would go walk lot 4. You're going to see some really cool views from lot number 4 and a lot of nice flat topography. So that's a subdivision that we've got back there. I do want to say, for those looking to view, I really recommend using Onyx Maps. I did ping like GPS coordinates with all these properties. I do want to end the video with a quick disclaimer too. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions on this property with you here today. You got to do your own due diligence. You got to make sure these are the right fits for you. I sell all my property as is, but this was a really fun project I worked on. Like I said, this road it's not a paved road. It's not going to fit, 3 cars down it. This is for folks looking to get outside of the city, looking for really, really cool views, a special location. You don't see a lot of inventory like this. You're here for the location, the proximity to downtown Chelan, the proximity to the North Cascades and all the recreation, the privacy that this area has to offer. You're in Douglas County. You don't have all the red tape of Chelan, right? With this subdivision, we put some common sense CC&Rs in place. There's nothing restricting you from using a yurt, a camper, using these properties for recreational purposes, doing off-grid structures. Nothing's prohibiting a lot of that, what people are trying to do today. Like properties in this price range, people aren't trying to build a mega cabin. They're trying to put an off-grid structure out here. They're trying to put a shipping container out here. Nothing's prohibitive. We're not prohibiting any of that. What we're saying in the CC&Rs are really simple and straightforward. It's like, hey, you can't have a bunch of abandoned vehicles on your property. You can't have junk everywhere, right? Things like that. You can't just live in a camper full time. Who's going to be enforcing it? And we own all the properties right now, so we can change those CC&Rs. So if you do have an issue with any of them, let me know. But really, the only restrictive covenants out here is, you can't have junk all over your property. That's a main thing we were aiming for. So many areas we drive through in rural parts of the country, and there's just junk everywhere, and nobody wants that as their neighbor. Nobody cares if you're in a yurt, if you're in a shipping container or a camper. Nobody cares how you're using your property as long as you're not using it as like a dumping facility. So that's what we wanted to prohibit. We wanted to prohibit like commercial, industrial activity too. So nobody wants a construction guy coming out here building 2 shops on his property and hauling massive trucks, tractors and stuff in and out all day long and having all of his workers back there. So Again, these are common sense CC&Rs. They allow for recreational use. They allow for all these new creative ways people are using properties. So we wanted to be really light on that front. All these are recorded easements that get you back to all these properties. These are all the easements we recorded. So that really sums up all these featured properties we have out here in Chelan, Washington. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. I know it's been a long one. I've been talking for a long time about it, but use the GPS coordinates. Call me if you have questions. You can reach out to me here at 605-299-5553. You can look at more of my land deals on the homepage right here. Thanks for tuning in.